Hi, Jen.
And I see Bob Howe has joined us.
Yes, Mr. Howe is going to be present for the zoning amendment, the second item, and for Eganville Real Estate Holdings, and for item number 3, a zoning amendment for Leah Pazoulis.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Bob.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
That's Robert Howe. He is one of our wonderful real estate lawyers and lawyer of many coats here in Renfrew County. So welcome to him. We are just waiting for Tim to join us. There he is. And I believe we have all the appropriate people we need now. It is 4:01. So I am going to call this public meeting to order. Can I get an adoption of the public meeting minutes from February 18th, 2020, please? Moved by Brent. Any errors or omissions? Seeing none, all in favor? Thank you. All right, item number 1 is a zoning amendment for Sandra Wigmore. The purpose and effect of this amendment is to rezone 53.24 hectares of 2094 Foymount Road to permit the creation of a new lot with reduced lot frontage. The lands are the retained lands of a concurrent application for severance. They are proposed to be rezoned from rural to rural exception 48 to permit a reduced lot frontage of 10 meters on Peachy Road. The lands affected are more particularly described as parts lot 7 and 8, concession 1, geographic township of South Algona, and are located at 2094, oh my gosh, sorry guys, 2094 Foymount Road. Is there any declaration of interest? Dana, it is South Algona and not Sebastopol?
Just verify, it is South Algona.
It is, okay, because it's on Peachy, not on Foymount.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, clerk's reports on notices.
Notice the meeting was advertised in the Eganville Leader, mailed to the abutting landowners within 120 meters of the property, and mailed to the appropriate agencies.
Are there any reading of any written comments?
No, there wasn't any.
Thank you. Presentations. Presentations by those in support of the bylaw. Presentation by those opposed to the bylaw. Presentation by applicant or agent. Comments or questions from council? Seeing none, this meeting is concluded. We do, however, have to wait now until 4:15 for our next meeting. So if everybody could just hang tight with us so we don't have to dial in and dial out and dial back in.
While we're waiting, I just want to say to Dana, thank you very much for that information you sent me on the museum.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Murph.
Museum wall. Very interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting read, eh?
The bane of our lives.
So there are 2 people watching online.
Oh, well, I'd like to think that the people that are part of these planning meetings would be online for sure, just to see the proceeding and know where they stand.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a nice little lot. Peachy Road is a cute little road.
Oh, there's 3 now,
Ooh.
but there was 2 for that meeting, I guess.
Perfect.
We've gone viral.
Yeah.
Not quite?
No.
No? Okay.
Sorry, what did you say? I was talking to Dana.
I said we've gone viral.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I heard that. Sorry.
You mentioned Peachy Road, Jen. It was created when Foymount was on the go. when they realigned the Foymount Road.
Oh, okay.
That the old road used to go up there, and consequently, they needed a road for access to Foymount Road.
There's the future mayor of Bonnechere Valley with her dad.
I don't know why she's shy all of a sudden now. She never has been for the last 12.95 years of her life. But anyway, all of a sudden she got camera shy.
I thought she was going to come back at me and say, no, I'm provincial.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think this 3-month lag in public appearance is playing its toll on her for sure.
There's 4 on there now, but I'll let you know when the meeting starts how many's on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we just have to wait a few more minutes.
We gained another viewer, so that's good.
Today's council meeting is brought to you by Dickie's Barbecue.
Very nice.
Almost as good as Tim's Chicken.
Oh no, Dickie's is good. Have you ever tried it?
No, I don't think so.
It's a chain. It stems right from the northern states right down to the south, and I haven't had any in a while. So Jenna brought me out a big glass of lemonade. So
It's lemonade.
It's lemonade. It's lemonade.
Better than a red Solo cup, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
This thing holds like half a gallon, so it is better than the Solo cup.
Oh, there's 5 on now.
See, we're a hot ticket in town.
People are bored. People are bored. That's what it is.
You know what? I had not thought of that until you said it this afternoon. I just thought, people have trouble getting out maybe to our meetings, especially committee during the day, or they're at work and then they go home and they watch them on YouTube or what have you. But even these Ask Mayor Murphy segments have been really popular. So I'm glad that people are watching, even if it is out of boredom.
Well, they're all out of Netflix,
You can
yeah.
see in here, okay.
That's right. That's right, Brent. They're all out of Netflix.
And there's only so many parcels you can order off of Amazon, really.
No kidding.
Busier than Christmas, they all say.
It's amazing. I'm still waiting on parts since the 5th of May, I believe. I've been waiting. I mean, usually it's like an overnight or the next day service. Yeah, it's pretty busy.
Well, online shopping has certainly taken over our world.
Yeah.
And these cleaning supply companies must be just in heaven.
Well, especially since Annette's pulling up a lot of slack there at the office, Yeah, for sure.
Oh my.
I can feel it. I can feel your energy through the Zoom.
Did I just open up that wound again?
You
Oh.
tore it open, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you pick it open like a scab.
Are you making me some chicken sometime soon, Tim?
I'll make you some chicken. But you can't bash it so much the next time. I'm still trying to recover from the last time.
We have 7 people on now.
Wow.
What do we have? 5 minutes yet?
5 minutes, yep.
Yes. Yeah, so for those of you that have joined us, we finished our first public meeting at from 4 o'clock. We do have to wait for the prescribed 4:15 time to start the next public meeting. So we're just about 5 minutes out. So stay with us and we'll start it immediately at 4:15. Thank you.
We're up to 8.
Do I have to repeat that spiel?
I don't.
For those of you joining us, we have until 4:15 to start our next public meeting. So please stick with us.
Oh, now we're up to 9. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Now you're just being mean-spirited.
We can play this game all day.
That's right. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. We lost Tim and Jen, but we still have quorum, even though we're not in a meeting.
I think he's going to put a beer can chicken on the barbecue, hasn't he?
Perhaps. Oh, now there is 9 people. Wow, we just went from 9 to 2, so I don't know. I don't know if people thought we were finished.
Well, up until the 9th person, I did my spiel.
Yes, so
Maybe they're just gonna watch it on YouTube.
yeah, well, that's who's on, that's YouTube that I'm looking at. We were up to
Oh,
9
I
people
thought-
on YouTube. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Annette, I thought you meant you had 9 people in the queue to come in.
no, sorry. It was 9 people on YouTube and now we're down to 2. So,
Oh. We've bored them right out of the internet.
no, I don't. Like, if they call in, yeah, they can, oh, yes, here, yeah. Because they can call in on the number, yep.
And the regular, because we did give it this extension.
Yep. Yep, nobody's there.
So should I give extra time for that then? When we get to presentations?
Yeah, we can.
Just in case somebody is gonna log in. But I guess you see them, right, Annette? You can allow them in?
Yes, oh, yes. Yep,
Okay.
yeah, I can see the participants and I'll allow them in. I'll let you know. And then we also gave, if people didn't want to call into the Zoom or log into the Zoom, you could do either or. You could also call in to our phone here. We gave them the extension to the council chamber. So it should ring on the phone right beside me. And we said if that was busy, then they would call and leave a message for us. So there's lots of options for people.
That's good. I want people to be heard if they want to be heard.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is more of a difficult situation, I think, than our committee and council meetings, just for the transparency of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we have at least Mr. Howe on the line and we have 2 people watching on YouTube. So I'm hoping that, you know, we've got a few public available.
Excellent. All right, well, it is now 4:15. So I will call item 2 of our planning meeting, which is a zoning amendment for Eganville Real Estate Holdings. The purpose and effect of this amendment is to rezone 0.775 hectares of land to residential 1 zone to permit a single detached dwelling and to rezone approximately 0.511 hectares of land to residential 2 zone to permit a 6-unit apartment dwelling. The lands affected are more particularly described as follows: parts lot 20 and part of the road allowance between lots 20 and 21, concession 21, geographic Township of Grattan, and are located on Wellington Street South and 4th Chute Road. Is there any declaration of interest? I see none. Clerk's reports on notices.
Notice that the meeting was advertised in the Eganville Leader. It was mailed to the abutting landowners within 120 meters of the property and mailed to the appropriate agencies.
Thank you, Dana. Reading of the written comment received from Cindy Romaine and any others, please.
There wasn't any others, just the one by Cindy Romaine. And I will read as follows. To whom it may concern, I'm writing in regards to part lots 20 and the road allowance between lots 20 and 21, concession 21. I'm writing to inform of the possibility of a graveyard on the property in question. I have no actual first-hand proof, but have heard from many people, including town elders, that it was a logger's burial. I have zero concerns with the building on the property. I just want the property owners to the property owners to accidentally dig up graves. Regards, Cindy Romaine.
I think that was a very good note for us and the property owner as well. I do understand that we've known about that burial site for quite a number of years. So, but thank you for those written comments. Presentation by those in support of the bylaw. Presentation by those opposed to the bylaw. Presentation by applicant or agent.
Or perhaps I could.
Did you have anything for us?
Just very briefly, I guess. I've been made aware too of that possible burial site, which is not on this tract of land. I think, at least as far as I'm aware. There's already a sixplex erected and fronting on Wellington Street South, which the applicant, Eganville Real Estate Holdings, Inc., was, I think, entitled to erect and complied with whatever zoning and building requirements were applicable. This land originally belonged to Gerald Tracy and Pete West, and if the severance is approved, Eganville Real Estate Holdings, Inc. will transfer parcel A, as we called it, back to Gerald and Pete, who would hope to erect a single family dwelling on it at some point in time. So that's sort of the background. As you may know, I have acted from time to time for Gerald Tracy and Pete West, never for Eganville Real Estate Holdings, Inc., but as the owner of the property, they are the applicant in this case, and saw fit to appoint me as the agent and representative. So other than that, unless there are any questions, I have no further submissions.
Thank you for that. So I'm going to open it up. Comments and questions from council. I am seeing none. No? Okay. Tim keeps batting mosquitoes away, so it looks like he's raising his hand, but he's actually not. All right. So I'm going to conclude this meeting. And as previously stated, we do have to wait for the appointed time of 4:30. So if anybody is involved in the item 3 for the zoning amendment, please bear with us for about 10 minutes. Thank you.
There was 2 in the gallery.
There was 3. A third person jumped on at the end. They're still watching now. So
Excellent.
Mhm.
Welcome,
And no
great
new-
people.
and no new participant has asked to be actually in the meeting, the Zoom meeting. So
Yeah, I think that's very important. Get your big fingers out of the screen, Tim.
Could I interject just while we're between meetings here, Robert Howe?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd take the opportunity to let you know that I'm seated beside Adrian Taylor, who's a lawyer that has just joined our office last week, but we'll be looking forward to, I think, working with us, and in particular, the sorts of things that we do, including in particular what we're doing today. So that's why I invited her to sit in on this meeting.
Thank you, Bob, and welcome Welcome, Adrian. I'm Jennifer Murphy. I'm the mayor of Bonnechere Valley. That's Jack Rosner, one of our wonderful counselors, Brent Patrick, another wonderful counselor, Merv Buckwald, a longtime and incredible counselor, and Tim Sission, one of our new members who's very engaged. And we also have Sandra Barr, deputy CAO, Dana Jennings, who is our planner, but also our community development officer, and our CAO, Annette Gilchrist, who joined us about 6 months ago and has been in the hot seat through this pandemic with us. So it's been sort of an interesting time. And if you're brand new, congratulations on your new job.
Thank you.
Well, certainly I've enjoyed the dealings I have had with your municipality, and expect that Adrian will as well. And so then the next meeting you do have, I'm going to vacate this chair, but another of our newer lawyers, Courtney Burnett, I think, is going to occupy it to represent the applicant on the 4:30 meeting. So we'll tune out for now, but return shortly.
Good enough. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Jack.
Nothing, I was just saying bye.
Oh, Tim, did you have something? All we could see were your hands like this.
I had to turn my volume back up. I had a call from work come in while we were in between meetings, and that's where I turn up my volume.
See, with just it's like the claw coming in.
Does anybody want to see my chainsaw? I'm pretty proud of my chainsaw. We're between meetings, right?
Okay, so for those of you who have tuned in, this is how bored all of us are, I think, across probably the country, is that nobody wants to log out of these meetings. They're like, do you want to see my chainsaw? And it's
So we're going back to the Amazon thing, and I don't know if you caught it or not, but I think Annette did and Sandra. Because the kids were at home for the last 3 months, I've been trying to give them projects to do for, something to learn, something educational, and keep their minds engaged, because I think it's very important at this time, to make sure that your kids keep focused on learning and not to become couch potatoes, because it's so easy just
boring. We lost one.
sit down in front of something and get zoned out. And a few little projects I was doing was I found out online you can buy all the parts for a certain chainsaw through Amazon. And that's what I did. I bought all the parts to build a chainsaw from Amazon, every individual piece, and I got Owen to put it together as kind of a stay-at-home course. And I went and I picked it up here. I'll have to show you my chainsaw here. I'm very proud of it.
okay, so this public meeting has been brought to you by Amazon.
I was very impressed by the stuff. Yeah.
This is the chainsaw.
Whoa. How long is that blade?
42 inches. Yeah. And so
It's as big as Dana, Annette, and I.
yeah.
But does it run? Does it run?
It does run. It does run.
Can you imagine one of us trying to pick that up? That would be pretty funny.
Oh,
That would be a YouTube moment.
You scared away one of our viewers, Tim.
it's 90 cc's of pure power there. So yeah.
Tim, are you returning that bench? Because the tag's still on it.
Well, it does. And that's the great thing about shopping on Amazon, right?
That's right.
Any returns a little bit later down the line, when we're all done with it.
At first, I thought it was a Post-it note. Now I realize, no, it hasn't blown away.
No. And at the rate of expansion now, because of the comfort food, I'm going to leave the tags on my clothes too, because I'll probably outgrow them before I had a growth spurt again here about a month ago.
Yeah.
I'll be able to return those too once they get so big.
Yeah, I've gained about 25.
It can happen, right? So.
And it is the comfort food. I wholeheartedly agree with you. It's like, well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe it's time for some chips.
Yeah, or wine. Hey.
Not that early.
Oh, okay.
That's day drinking.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So they never did show up again today to finish the bulldozing, but we still have it here. So
Oh,
I'm just, Dave, do you think they left the keys in it?
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm hoping.
Yes. I think I have a cat key too, if they didn't, if you need to move it or something or go play.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Tim, how'd your neighbor's lawn turn out? Pretty good?
Turned out good. Yeah, he gave me a big smile and wave.
It really is nice that you're able to do your meeting outside.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Absolutely. I absolutely.
Even with the mosquitoes.
Yeah, no, I would have today as well, but for thinking that that we'd have contractors in the laneway.
Hmm.
I do my Thursday from the deck.
Well, the big thing is the way things have been changing over the last few weeks. I wasn't sure how much longer we would have to do our meetings the way we are doing it now. And I said I always wanted to do it outside. So it's a good time to do it, right? Take advantage
You can
of
do it. Do it in the parking lot of the municipal office. Go for it.
So when we're back to resuming it to normal, they'll think I'm in the penalty box out there.
That's exactly.
Sure.
Just go sit on the rocks instead of that bench that you're using that you're planning to return.
Yes, absolutely.
Really glad, Tim. Really glad, Tim, you showed us that saw.
Yeah.
I had a 30-inch one time.
Okay.
Is the bar flexible? My 30-inch one, if you turn too fast, the bar would flex a bit.
Oh yeah, I could start it too, but it's
Oh.
pretty loud.
No, there's another reason. I've got a virgin pine here that must be 3 feet on the butt, and it's been hit a few times by lightning, but thank God it's still alive. But if it ever dies, I know somebody's got a chainsaw long enough to get it down.
We'll get through it, Merv. We'll get through it for sure. Yes.
Like butter.
Oh yeah.
That's the next unit plan, cutting down a tree.
Team building. How are we doing?
We're doing good. Just another minute.
We still got 3 people watching on YouTube, so.
Hi, 3 lovely people.
There's gotta be something better on Netflix, to be honest.
I can start my saw if you want to.
Tim's just gonna start his own YouTube channel with him and a chainsaw, just cutting stuff down.
And a
How
big
did you like that though? That's pretty good. It takes up the whole screen. I had to walk with it back and forth.
You really did.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen, that'd make great picture on the campaign literature, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Just stand it up beside me. It'll come to here on me.
Cut through the red tape.
Oh, and that she's a genius.
Isn't
She's a
she?
genius.
Did you see that?
Absolutely.
She was right on that.
Yes.
That was awesome, Annette.
Yeah.
So is that Courtney? Is that her name? From Bob Howe's office?
Yes, I am the agent for the applicant here. I thought maybe it was Courtney, but Courtney has been involved in dealing with this file. So I hope it's okay that she's sitting beside me here. This is Courtney Burnett.
Hello, all.
Hi,
Nice
Courtney.
to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
But you will
All
have
right.
to,
So
go ahead.
it is.
Sorry.
It is 4:30, so I'm going to call this meeting back to order for item number 3, which is a zoning amendment for Leah Pazoulis. The purpose of the amendment is to rezone approximately 369 square meters proposed to be severed from a 930 square meter commercial property. The
Lost Jack.
two-story retail building requires relief from several of the general commercial zone provisions on the new proposed lot. The effect of the amendment is to rezone the severed lands from general commercial to general commercial exception 8. The GCE 8 zone would recognize the existing undersized lot frontage on Bridge Street, undersized front and side yard depths, undersized water setback, as well as an increased building height, all of which reflect the existing structure in its existing location. A reduced requirement for the rear yard setback, landscaped open space, and parking, which will result from the severance, will also be permitted by the amendment. The lands affected are more particularly described as follows. Part Lot 3, Plan 128, Geographic Village of Eganville, located at 291 Bridge Street. Is there any declaration of interest? I am seeing none. Clerk's reports on notices, please.
Notice of the meeting was advertised in the Eganville Leader. It was mailed to the abutting landowners within 120 meters of the property, and it was mailed to the appropriate agencies.
Thank you. Are there any reading of written comments?
None.
Excellent. CAO, can I confirm that nobody is phoned in and nobody wants into our Zoom for the presentations?
No, the phone has not rang. There's nobody looking to get into the Zoom meeting, and there's still 3 people watching on the YouTube channel.
Thank you. So I will go into presentations. Presentation by those in support of the bylaw. Presentation by those to oppose to the bylaw. Presentation by applicant or agent.
Maybe just very briefly, some background. As you know, George and Leah Pazoulis operate the Real Tap and Grill, I think they call it now, and have for some years owned the building that fronts on Bridge Street that's the subject of this rezoning. Leah Pazoulis acquired essentially the parking lot in between the old Frisco's, now Rio, and this building, and inadvertently merged the two because she already owned the building and then became the owner of the parking lot in between. So they went to sell this building on Bridge Street and found that they couldn't sell it unless they were able to sever it from the parking lot, which they still require for the restaurant. So that's the background to the application. Now, as the mayor has pointed out, there have to be a lot of amendments to accommodate the severance, but there's no change happening here as the notice indicates. The amendments that are being made are simply to accommodate the existing structure and its location. It virtually covers the entire property. So as I say, that's the background, and it's just to regularize the existing situation.
Thank you for that information. We really appreciate it. So at that, any comments or questions from council? I am seeing none, so I will conclude this portion of the meeting. And as previously stated, it is 4:34, and we do have to wait until 4:45 p.m. For our 4th planning meeting, the last of the evening. So if you could just bear with us, we will resume in approximately 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We probably go back to holding them one at a time now because we probably won't be putting them aside. But in future, if we had all of these meetings again, I guess we could probably do them 10 minutes apart, or we probably didn't need the whole 15.
I guess it depends on the complexity of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I generally check in with Dana about any that I think that are going to be extremely contentious. And of course, the one that we just did, that was sort of an error in amalgamating 2 properties. So it was more of a housekeeping issue. But certainly I think, you know, this council has talked about this over and over again about cleaning up some stuff and also allowing for some growth. And I think that I think that we're doing a bang up job in allowing some of these buildings to be utilized in the way that they should be, and some growth across the township.
So I don't know if you can see that we lost Mr. Howe. Or we didn't lose him. He left.
Well, he's lost in the internet.
And we have 4 people now watching on YouTube. Yes. We've lost Sandra and Jack as well, but
Yeah, Jack is MIA.
nope, down to 3 people on YouTube now. I don't know.
Or we could have planned for Tim to do his little infomercials between each meeting.
Yes. And then if it ran on time, we just would cut that segment. We'll have to have little segments in between. Everyone will have one. Merv can get his cap and his cookies, and I'm not sure. Brent can get his stained glass windows. Jack can show us some generation stuff. We got all kinds.
Annette can get her mop and bucket.
Tim can get his chicken, and then, he won't be able to talk while he's eating, so that'll be great.
Oh, Tim.
That was bad, eh? I shouldn't have said
Tim,
that.
you're just digging the hole. Forget about your chainsaw. Go get a shovel.
At least get her a vacuum, Tim.
Oh, Brent. Thanks.
Oh,
A nice
you did not.
We're all in this
Nice.
together.
Oh, you are not. I am not with you guys.
Katie
Sorry,
loves
you
her
are
Dyson.
on your own.
Merv, do you care to jump in the grave with me and Brent?
No, I'm just sitting there quiet.
Yeah, see, good on you, Merv. Good
That's
on you.
wisdom. That's wisdom.
Thinking a lot, but it wouldn't be appropriate on Zoom.
And Jack is conveniently gone.
Oh, yeah. He recused himself from this.
That's right. He's like, I want no part of this.
No,
Batteries
I'm marking down the parties that will be named. That's fine.
Oh, Ella is going to be in your near future, boys.
I found her card actually the other day. I have a picture of it in my phone. I can send it to you guys.
Well, you should send it to Annette.
Yeah, no problem.
Jack's back.
Jack's back. He's like, I still want no part of this.
Be careful what you're getting into, Jack.
Jack, don't even unmute yourself. It got really bad while you were gone.
I'm crying almost.
Yeah. Yeah. There was talk of cleaning supplies and a vacuum for the women in the office.
No, not for all. No, we didn't say that. I was just, no, don't go too far.
Annette said she's trying to cut the budget, so we're trying to help the team out.
Budgetary item only.
Timmy knows who'll be looking for him. She already requested his when she first met him. So
That's why I introduced myself to the ombudsman too.
it's a
Yeah,
spot reserved for him. Spot reserved for him, special chair for him.
All right.
Oh,
We're 5 minutes out, guys.
Yeah, we would drop down to 1, but we're back to 4 now.
Oh, we were boring them with the internet. So for those 4 people, we will resume with with item number 4. It's a zoning amendment at 4:45, which is just about 5 minutes from now. So bear with us.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Oh.
I knew it wasn't this phone, but I thought it was for a second.
Yes, he is. Just one moment. Yeah, Merv, would you get the phone?
You?
Oh, Merv.
Yeah.
Are you having supper?
No. We're just in a meeting.
Oh,
No, it's okay. We're supposed to. Probably put calcium on to keep the dust down. Oh, yeah, indeed. We're going to let the gravel tenders very shortly. Thursday afternoon, we're going to open the tenders and approve the gravel. Yep. Okay. Still on the go there. Okay, thank you. Thank you, bye. Okay, bye.
That's how it's done, Brent.
Professional.
Yep.
And just to clarify on the agenda that's coming up here, I do see it's residential 1 zone going to residential 1 exception 6.
Okay,
It doesn't say that in the item.
I'm sorry, Dana, what did you say?
So when, just to add into the item underneath the proposed in effect, it's going from residential 1 zone to residential 1 exception 6.
But it doesn't even say that on mine.
That's what I'm saying. You need to add that into there.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, we're going residential.
It's going from residential 1, so
Yep.
R1, to residential 1 exception 6.
Thank you, Dana.
Yeah.
All right, it is 4:45, so I will call the last but not least, item number 4 is a zoning amendment for Cherie O'Malley. The purpose and effect of this amendment is to rezone a 769 square meter residential lot to permit the establishment of a business in a portion of the existing detached garage. The business involves creating custom shirts, mugs, as well as crocheting and wood crafts. The space would consist of a workshop and a retail space for customers to shop and pick up online orders. Further, this would take the zoning from residential 1 R1 to residential 1 R1 exception 6. The lands affected are more particularly described as follows. Parts lot 7 and 8, Plan 114, located at 1806 Mill Street in Eganville. Dana, when we're doing the final of this, can you add in the R1 to R1 exception 6, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any declaration of interest? Seeing none, clerk's reports on notices, please.
Notice of the meeting was advertised in the Eganville Leader. It was mailed to the abutting landowners within 120 meters of the property, and it was mailed to the appropriate agencies.
Thank you. Reading of any written comments?
There wasn't.
There were no written comments. Excellent. Can I confirm with the CAO that we have nobody on the line and nobody that needs to log in?
Nope, there's nobody in the waiting room waiting to get into the Zoom meeting. The phone is there.
Perfect.
It's working. Nobody's called in. We did have 5 people, but we now have 4 people watching on YouTube.
We bored one person out of the internet again. All right, presentations. Presentation by those in support of the bylaw.
We just moved back to 5.
Oh. Presentation by those opposed to the bylaw. Presentation by applicant or agent. And we have no agent on our Zoom as of right now.
No.
So I move on to comments and questions from council. I see none, but I think that this is a really fun idea, and I hope it takes off. Maybe this is where we can get our township t-shirts made if all goes well. Support another local business. Seeing nothing else, I am going to conclude this meeting. And I do need an adjournment for the public meetings this afternoon, please. Moved by Jack, all in favor. Thank you. So Annette, we're gonna log out, and then our login for our council meeting is the same.
Yes, back to the committee, like the same one for committee and council yeah.
For this afternoon.
Correct.
Did everybody get that? And Merv, you have that on your personal now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Log in back at 5:30?
Yeah, at 5, we can log in at 5:25.
5:25, yeah.
I think from now on, guys, if we could all try and log in 5 minutes